100 rated chess. But your pieces, not pawns, are unfit. After moving they must rest for a number of turns equal to the distance they moved. It's funny how there is only the American flag reaction. But who am I to judge their weight? We get a 107 from India. Looks unfit to me. H4. The famous card ass opening. E5. E4. D5. Pawns are not included in the challenge, so of course I'll try to make the most out of them. E takes D5. I can recapture with queen, but after moving 3 squares forward, my queen will have to rest in the middle of the board for 3 turns in a row, which is actually not very appealing to me. So I guess I'll gambit another pawn. D takes C6. Knight takes C6. So normally I use the Pythagorean theorem and say that the knight moves a square root of 5 distance. But using that method will cause a lot of problems for bishop moves, as even though I'm an Asian, there is still no way I can calculate such big roots within the game's time. Therefore I'll say that my knight moved 1, 2 squares. So it now has to rest for 2 turns. Queen E2. Knight F6. Queen takes E5. My knight won't be able to take back because he's resting. But who plays like that anyway? Right? No doubt. E4. I mean, my pawn actually cannot take his knight, and again if he takes this pawn I still won't be able to take back because the other knight is also resting after moving 2 squares last move. But again, who plays like that anyway? Right? Like I said, always have faith in the 100 rated people. My first knight has finished his resting and is ready to move again. Knight D4. Queen C4. B5 looks very strong, but I don't like the position after Queen C3 B4 Bishop B5 check. So I guess Bishop D6. Now Queen C3, there is Rook C8. And my bishop also moved 1, 2 squares. So it has to rest for 2 turns. Queen A4 check. B5. Watching this guy plays reminds me of my past. Every time I attack one of his pieces, either the knight or the queen, he spends a ridiculous amount of time finding a good move to avoid the danger. For example, spending a whole minute to move the knight back to G1, even though my pawn wasn't exactly attacking his knight at that time. This is why I always encourage beginners to play the game with a longer time control. Be it 10 minutes if you still don't want the game to last way too long. And now by attacking his queen, he is spending over 2 minutes to find a safe square for his queen, while he can just literally take that pawn with his bishop. But because I have been consistently attacking his queen, the entire counterplay idea just doesn't exist. And now he left the game. That was easier than expected. But still. Mission accomplished.